Okay, so guys, we were on Twitter and
Yeah.
the space kept breaking
Trying
down.
to get on.
Like
Oh my
friendships
gosh.
on season 3.
Are we talking about?
Sorisha, can you answer the last question about the dog party and stuff? Because there was a question to you. I think you can do it here.
Yes.
Just address it once and for all, and then we move on.
Okay, cool. We're not doing this for long, guys. Like literally 15 minutes. But okay, cool.
15.
Yeah. All right, cool. So there was a question. Someone asked me why I didn't show. What now? We can't hear Sorisha. That was always problematic. You should not be the problem. Okay, so someone why I show my businesses this season, and it's because I think that production was bored of being in my business all the time. Literally from season 1, they have been to anesthetic. This season they did come to my We Do marketing office, but was that scene wasn't shown? Hey, Sorisha, when you came to my office, right? No.
Because you know why,
office is
they
mind-blowing.
were inundated with me and Calvin's story. They just couldn't.
Yeah.
Calvin sleep took up most of season 3. It was very frustrating.
It was too much. Yeah,
look and Calvin and sleep.
Babe, I think a lot of people think that you were lying, and I think it's time that you actually set the record straight.
I don't even give a rat's ass because I'm the only person who raised their hand for the lie detector test. Everybody else declined. So who the liar? In actual fact, Calvin should have been part of the panel actually, because also he had diaries. So why was he not there to answer questions?
And around him.
Firstly, I will get this straight. Right. So I remember when we went to Drakensberg, there was talk of a lie detector test. And when I said to you in Neisner again, Lee, are you keen for a lie detector? You like shut your hand straight up and you're like,
even now, even beginning of season 4, they must start there. That should be an entry point to beginning of anything, because I need to be vindicated. I fucking hate this. It's irritating when people call you a liar when you know you did not lie.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I believe you do. That's why we pray through.
If you want to take us through about the fact that
let me go through why I defended Sorisha. Because in the background, basically in the background of the season, there were people who were trying to manipulate the show. They were trying to make people say certain things and do certain things, and they wanted people to react in a manner that they can show themselves to be the better or the bigger people. So this was revealed to Sorisha on the same day that Sane also revealed to Sorisha that she did say what she said about me. But we knew that she said that. It wasn't the case that she said that. We also wanted to find out on that table with Nonku what else was actually really happening. Yeah. Because Sane said to us that something else is happening in the background, and certain people have been asking her to say certain things and do certain things. Yeah. So that's the information that Sorisha came back to us with, which is why I'm not concerned about Sane's comment, because barely we knew she said it, it's fine, whatever. It doesn't make a difference to my life. But what does make a difference to my life is when someone is trying to manipulate the show so that they can make themselves seem better. Like, please. Yeah. Not it.
Thank you.
And I think that entire story was relayed to Sorisha, but it first started with me, where Sane had me aside and said to me, listen, I don't know what's going on here, but this is what this person had said, and they want to be the villain and they want to shine, and they were trying to manipulate her. And
people are constantly asking why we pull Sane onto our side. And I think we wanted to know more about what was happening. But at the same time, I felt that we were trying to protect her as well from being manipulated by the other people that were trying to do that.
Yeah. Why do you hate Nonku, Maria? Do you hate Nonku?
I don't hate Nonku. I never once said that I hate her. I did say that it has a bad influence on this group, and she's never done anything to pull us together to make us stronger. All she did was divide us, and that was something that I did not like.
And as a woman, they hope you're coming back
each other's crown, never knock it down. And I'm just grateful that it was shown to me now, and not later.
Okay, so speaking about later and earlier, right? Earlier on in the season, we were introduced to Sane, right? And I just want to clarify something before I go on to the next question. Sorisha, is Sane your friend?
No.
Okay, that's fair enough. But what I want to get into, right, is somewhat of an elephant in the room. And this is for Annie, right? Because on the first episode, Annie accidentally bumped Sane. This is something that was discussed at the reunion, but I need us to sort of have a platform to discuss it because Annie is here, right? So Annie accidentally bumped Sane as she was passing, and Sane said, "Hey, I'm a colored was a Cape Town," or something like that, right? And this conversation, I believe, is important because some people were saying that what Sane said was not offensive. Some said it's not racist, and others were saying it's tribalism and discrimination. Right? The TL was basically divided. I think it may also depend on context because some may say, well, she was just geographically locating her in terms of where she comes from. Or someone else might say that it isn't the case because it was meant to be a malicious comment. So it would be the same for someone saying, lelo shangan la Limpopo. I would be offended because I have Tsonga origins, right? So let's lay this to bed. Annie, is this tribalism, discrimination, racism? Let's take this opportunity to lay it to bed, please.
Okay, for me, I think it's definitely racism. And it's the fact that, firstly, I'm not even from Cape Town. I'm not born from Cape Town. Obviously, majority of colors were placed in Cape Town during the apartheid, just as a geographical breakup or whatever they were doing during the apartheid era. So for her to say Kalajase Cape Town is basically, for me, just like, firstly, grouping me to say that I am like a colored from Cape Town. If it was meant to be said in a way that was just saying, no, Annie's from Cape Town, then she wouldn't have had to say it in the manner which she did. She said, oh, look at this person who's drunk falling over me, colored from Cape Town.
Mm-hmm. So you think she was perpetuating like an undertone of stereotypes of some sort?
100%.
Got you. Okay. So I think it's fair. We heard it from Annie, guys, since we were divided yesterday. Now you know. Okay. But now that we've spoken about the colored community and context of language, right? I don't want to be too serious before I go into the audience, right? I do also want to bring in Sorisha because in one of the fights with Nonku, you said futek, which is the V word, right? As they stood up to leave. So we saw it in the reunion, but I don't think it was clarified. And I would like to bring it back because just as we've received insight from Annie, I do want to highlight that what Nonku said at the reunion, she actually had a point, right? Because so I think that she was not reaching when she said she was offended because she was right. The V word does not mean go away in a light-filled manner or a joking manner. It is a term used when excusing a person who means little to you or towards a dog that's presenting danger towards you. Right? So the V word is not a nice word. And in fact, if anyone says that, those are fighting words. Do you get what I'm saying? So do you think that Nonku is okay to be offended? And do you get it in that regard?
I do think Nonku it was offended by it. And I fully understand that. And I did in the reunion apologize to her. But unfortunately, you guys didn't see that or that didn't make the cut. So I'm not sure if I should apologize again, but she's not on this group, so
good.
Not sure.
I just wanted to make sure that you understand why she was offended and that it's not a light, just a word, okay?
Yes.
But you also mentioned that you were going to bring receipts. So are you backtracking or did you really have receipts?
No, I discussed the receipts with Slee, Annie, and Maria. The receipts are very much there. It's just that I didn't feel it necessary after she apologized to then go and further disrupt it, since we were all trying to be in a very forgiving nature. I just thought it was like going backwards. So I just stuck to my guns and decided not to do it.
Okay. So you're not backtracking. You just decided to be peaceful.
I don't know, guys. I think it's very different to pull someone when they're already down, when they're already like here saying, guys, I'm really sorry. This, my behavior was unwarranted and I want to apologize. And she
Yeah.
did apologize to Flea. She made it very, very clear that she was sorry. And I find it very,
Okay.
very harsh to go back and say, okay, now that you apologize, here's the receipts.
Okay. Okay, so she's saying that if you knew that Sane said that Annie slept her way to the top, why did you continue laughing and befriending her?
Oh, I've been waiting for this one. Thank you so much for the question.
Let's go.
So when I met Sane on the day we shot in Drac, and it was a very picturesque day. We were sitting there, and she told me this is what had happened. When the microphones were put off and we were in the car riding back, she said, I'm so glad I have this opportunity to be alone with you because I need to tell you something. So I said, Sane, please go ahead, tell me what you want to tell me. And she said to me that she's stuck in the situation where people in the show, I'm not sure if I should give names, but were telling her that the show needs to have two sides to a story. It needs a villain, it needs a superstar, and this time they need to be a superstar. So Sane needs to go out and say this, this, and this to the ladies. So unbeknownstly, Maria and Annie and myself, it was quite jolting to hear all of those things. So she said she is not going to do it anymore. She's not going to listen to anyone. And I rushed back to Annie, and even though Annie knew what was happening, what Sane had said took prevalence over everything else.
Okay, so because I think we could see who was already the villain and the sweet angel, etc., right, as audiences. But even as when you knew what she said, right, you just continue to befriend her and to make sure that she's a part of the crew. So was that just you being nice or you just being spicy?
No, I needed Sane to come out and tell the truth because she said there were people in the group who were trying to manipulate her and tell her to do certain things and behave a certain way to create a sort of cycle on the show. So I said to her, Sane, I'm going to come out tonight. And I did. There's this footage you guys haven't seen where I said, guys, I just heard from someone that all of this is going down. Who's doing this? And I pointed out the people who are doing it. And I said, it would be nice if you guys would tell the truth.
Mm-hmm. It's just a little bit tricky in terms of the story because she told you straight up that she did say that, but then you continued, right? But I want to hear from Sinoti. Sinoti, do you have something to say? At Sinoti.
Hi everyone. Yes, I do. So
Yes.
I would like to ask, just to follow up on Sorisha's question, did Sane act any different from when the cameras were away and the cameras were off? We saw, I would say for most of us, a very not nice side of Sane. No, like there was very few moments where we'd actually laugh at her. I mean, what do you call these? Her confessionals are very funny and all of that, but in general, how she treated everyone was not nice. What we saw, maybe behind the scenes, was there another Sane we're not aware of? Did Annie, especially she was the one who was attacked majority of the show? We saw Sane attacking Annie. Was there ever a part of Annie that Sane or you, Sorisha, or Maria, or Slee saw that we didn't see, that we are not aware of? Is she a different person?
Okay, question for everyone. We can go with Annie.
Okay, so guys, from what I understand, she is exactly what you see is what you get. Even in conversations that I've had with other people, like in real life, she is what she is on television. So yeah, nothing
All right.
better that I saw.
Afterwards. Let's go, Dr. Smith.
Hi everyone. Can you hear me?
Hi. Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, great. I basically have a question for Sorisha. Some is a bit related to Slee as well. But someone said earlier that the feelings during the reunion and with the friendships and stuff has changed. Does that also mean that we can get receipts now?
Okay, so they were just asking about receipts. They just want the receipts, girl. Do you have them? Yes, no.
I do have them. Like I mentioned earlier, I do have them,
Okay,
but
so they do exist.
they
Okay,
do exist.
okay.
Yeah.
All right, Dr. Smith, you heard that. They
Oh,
do exist, but
can I just say to Dr. Smith is that I did
yes.
receive a cease and desist from
Oh,
Nonku and her attorney of the morning of reunion, but I didn't see it until we stopped filming in the late morning of Friday, and subsequent to the reunion being over, I then received a receipt on the cease and desist.
Yes. I think I have a question. I have a question for Slee. First of all,
yeah.
I just want to tell her how beautiful she is. Like the first episode, I was just like, wow, this woman is very beautiful.
Okay.
Okay, Slee, I just need clarity from you. So at the reunion, you said something about Nonku, that Nonku acts like a celebrity. She likes to be taken pictures of. So I didn't understand that part. To me, it came across as like usually in a group of friends, you have that friend who's like dominant, who just wants to be, and we accept those people. So can you just clarify what
Yeah.
did you mean by that?
Hi, Debza. Thank you so much for the compliment. But as you know, this is a show, and certain things will not make the cut. Before it got to that point, I'd explained the other things that Nonku would do when I'm around her with other friends of ours, and I felt that these things do not align with the friendship, but she just basically wants to be treated like a queen. And I wasn't about that. If I'm with you, I'm your equal. So you don't treat me like your subject, because if you do, then I'm going to point it out. Like send you around, like, oh, why don't you go pour me a drink? It's not about pictures. Pictures is what made the cut, but there was a lot more explained in that instance. You must understand, this is a show.
Yeah.
Not everything is going to make the cut. So whatever makes the cut is what is. There's a lot that happens behind the scenes. And I had explained it's not about her asking for pictures. That was just a part of a bigger scheme of things that had happened within our friendship.
And then going back to Slee, Mbali says Slee lied. She did say that to Bube. And she says, you guessed it, that too wasn't shown today. So we want to hear from you, Slee, because there was a clip that was rolling over social media where you said to Nonku that you don't speak the way she does in terms of her saying single and ready to mingle. But girl, you did say single and ready to mingle in the
Girl,
first,
let me just
second
explain this to you,
episodes.
right?
Yes.
Let me just explain. Definitely, I would say I'm single and ready to mingle. How I do not speak, I will not go to a strange man that I've never met in my life and say those words. That is not my MO, and I still maintain it. And just to add on that, I had asked from production, I asked for a lie detector test. I was the only one who raised their hand, and everybody else said no. And there were legal things sent to production. That's why we did not go through that, because I needed vindication on that part, because I have never said any words like that to anybody's man. I would speak to my friends, I would say it around people that I am familiar with, not strangers, especially somebody else's husband. That's not my MO. That's Nonku's line.
Oh, okay. You guys heard that from the horse's mouth.
Is this basically what's going on now? What we are seeing happening now? Is this your behavior? Is this how you're gonna act when you guys meet each other? Like you guys basically, there's no friendship. You guys are not gonna talk to each other unless maybe you're gonna be filming season 4 again, or what? Or is it just an act? Or is this actually happening in real life? Because my thing now is that you guys report there to be in one house. I'm assuming you guys were meant to be friends or something, but it seems like now you guys are divided. So is it just an act, or is this real life?
Google, can I just come in here?
Yes, you can.
So what had happened on the show, it is the reality of how things are sitting. For me, to say, for me, between my relationship and Nonku still remains the same. We do not speak. Well, after the show, or after the reunion, where the apologies were said and everything, I think she unblocked me on WhatsApp, but I'm still blocked on Instagram and other social media platforms. But we were at an event because we've got a common friend, so we both attending an event of a common friend, but there was no greeting, there was nothing. So I think it does stand. So guys, what you need to understand with with reality TV, this is real lives, real feelings, real emotions, and real things. Yes, there's some things that might be sort of cut off and that don't make the cut, but things that happen, it's really real things that really affect us emotionally as human beings. And that relationship, I can tell you now, is gone. It's not an act, it's not fake. And if we happen to end up on season 4, maybe we'll have to start from what had happened the past season in order to move forward.